Yes, please.
Lights.
I hope nobody's scared of the dark, because it's about to get dark. Okay, ready?
I can save myself.
I said candy sign.
Save, keep, educate. That's what I stand for. Hi, I'm Grace Scott, candidate for the Open Arms Party. I believe that children deserve to live, that adoption should be made easier, and abortion less attractive, and that schools should have better sex education classes. We need to educate ourselves and save the lives of our future generations. A vote for me is a vote for life, and we will always welcome you with open arms.
So to get more prepared for this, they went to an adoption agency and got an official endorsement from their plan, which is that they're going to fund, they're going to subsidize adoption classes for families that want to adopt. They're going to subsidize it by doing a dedicated levy, a 5% tax on all pornography, which is awesome because you can't argue with it without looking strange. They came up with it. That's them. That's what they did. They have a plan. They're basically improving sex education and making adoption easier. This is a more recent video that was uploaded. This is Alec Baker.
Help me afford to stay in college.
I'm Alec Baker, candidate for the state. Did you know the past 10 years college tuition has risen by over 40%? I have a plan to change that. To support our plan, we want to tax alcohol and influence. This will make it so every hardworking American gets a chance to go to college.
He's 14. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. I can't tell them what their platform should be. I have to do it on the issues that matter. It's kind of wild thinking outside the box. Thanks. Other thoughts about other realizations you came to?
I'm kind of curious now. As a student here, I've been seeing posters up everywhere, and I've just actually recently got to sit down and talk with some of the people who've been doing this, and it seems pretty neat. What I'm curious about is, have you guys actually contacted any of our governors of Indiana or anything, and actually gotten their opinion and showed some of this to them, because maybe they might be interested in this, and bring up a couple few points that maybe they never thought of?
In other words, yeah, they have to research the current candidates and the current political parties in power and their platforms and their issues. Before they can say, for instance, we're going to improve on this, they have to look at the status quo. So one group, Miranda Rangel's group, they found out that there are 68,000 homeless veterans. Like U.S. Army servicemen who fought in wars. They're homeless.
Yeah, but he's saying that they launched it to any of the
governors and yeah, we tweet it out all the time. Every time these guys tweet something out, they mention the Twitter for like a current representative. It's like Randy Head has been really good about responding to us, but he's not our representative. But he's been really good about talking to us.
Have any like national figures responded?
Yeah, actually, the guy who's moderating the debate between the 5 schools in the Tech Network is one of Obama's speechwriters. He's moderating the debate between 5 high school students.
Yeah.
On November 2nd. It gets big in a hurry. Things snowball here. They accumulate by a magnitude really quickly. And stuff gets exciting really fast. This is way different than sitting in a class and saying, I want you to take notes over how a bill becomes a law.
I was just going to say that I thought it was pretty awesome today that when we had to go in the auditorium for SOAR, that the freshmen actually stood up in front of all of us and said a speech.
And we didn't prompt them at all.
Yeah.
As they were walking into the auditorium, we said, hey, you guys have a minute or less to get up. Gage Emmerich did it. You got a minute or less to get up there and tell us why you should be voted president. And they hopped up without blinking and in front of 210 students and the entire faculty delivered a speech. And some of them, they were awesome. They're amazing. That's a great point, Ava.
We're finding students are talking about politics and different issues that are going on at home. So I'm curious, are your students coming?
Excited. All my daughter who was a freshman and my 7th grader got encouraged too. And as a family, we sat out and watched both debates and we were talking about issues. And I'm looking around like, whose family is this? Are you kidding? Are these really my kids?
Yeah, this is actually your daughter's political party, the Unified Way. Candidate, when I wake up every day, I look for ways to improve our nation even more. They're running on algae ethanol,
That was
which is kind
a
of
really cool idea.
Yeah, it's weird.
But it's so awesome.
Any other parent comments of students coming home?
No. It's a comment. Yeah.
This is just something I think, if it wasn't for this class and what you've done in here, you would have us. But now he is totally engaged.
I second that. And I didn't really care about politics until this class. And I think it's awesome that I'm getting involved, and I think it's great.
And you have a good platform.
You had to do an assessment, where they determined their values.
Yeah.
And that was really a key point to him, for him to decide for himself what his values were.
And that's really important. We try not very hard not to give our own opinions. They take an ideology test and they find out where they are on the spectrum. And some of them, I have to tell you, were heartbroken that they didn't align up perfectly with you. And they thought they were going to get in trouble. Like, please don't tell my mom I like Obama. I didn't know I liked him. And it's like, you don't, maybe you don't like him. Maybe you just happen to agree with him like 52, 48, yeah.
Now, for us last year, and I can kind of speak for some of the people, I know we did a little bit in politics, and me personally, I found it to be kind of confusing. I don't really care much for politics, but I thought this was really cool. And to be honest, I really think it's something that more schools should look into doing, because without us knowing what's going on in our in the United States right now, what's happening around us in the world, what are we as a nation? I mean,
In 4 years, your students will be voting. And they'll be more aware of what issues are important to them and how to react to different things that are happening. Just
We decided as a family we're going to go together and vote, which I think is really cool.
That's
And we're going to do that. So if you don't want to go with me, absolutely.
cool, so they can see what it looks like.
They wouldn't even know what day I was going to vote.
Right.
You know? So,
Right.
That's wonderful. And by the way, the president of our network, Lydia Dobbins, is a featured blogger on the Huffington Post. And she used to be an executive, a corporate executive of America Online when it was first getting big. She was kind of part of the Silicon Valley boom. And she was tweeting out kids from Eagle Tech last night, retweeting their stuff and saying, like, you're so fantastic, this is awesome. It's kind of epic.
it's amazing. I
Yeah,
mean, just
it is.
knowing someone greater than you who you never thought would actually even pay attention to you is like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah,
They
these are
like-
14 and 15-year-old
Yeah.
kids who, until a month ago, had never had anybody pay attention to what they had to say. And now they do. It's really impressive.
Future president in the midst?
That's what I.
What's that?
Is there a future president then in the midst around here?
There's a few.
Yeah. If you've seen how people have worked around here, how hard, like I've stayed after school so much the last month,
Yeah.
like hours on top of hours to come back and work on this, but I don't think I'm gonna be the winner, but seeing the quality of the people who have worked is awesome.
And seeing them work together as a team is really something. To know that you have to rely on somebody else in your group to get your message out there is really impressive. Like, the candidates don't write their own speeches most of the time. They have a communications director that writes it for them. Because they don't have time to, because they're too busy building policy and researching effective public policy. And some groups are not doing very well, they're not making progress. But what are they learning about group dynamics? Like, one of the most powerful things kids said about this project so far is we've realized that we need to put people in positions in which they can basically do well. How is that any different than being an employer? Put people in positions in which they can succeed. Why are you giving them the task of doing this if they're not qualified for it? And to say that we all have the same, when I saw the scales over there, the first thing, I would have said something completely different a month ago. And now I'm saying the kids want things to be equal in skill level, in terms of aptitude. And maybe that's not necessarily always the case. Did anybody have any other big thoughts or aha moments from Chalk Talk at all?
I wanted everybody to know that the artwork that we used today, Sam, Clem.
Right there. Stand up.
Stand up, Sam.
Thanks,
Provided the artwork tonight.